What is up, y'all? It is Shay Curry here, and welcome back to another video. No, let's stick to what we know, okay? What is up, you guys? It is Shay Curry here, and welcome back to another video. Welcome back, you guys, to another video. It is November 11th, 2024. And it is finally time that I sit my booty down, talk to y'all, have us a little girl chat, and really just be open and transparent about where I've been this past year, what's been going on. Yes, y'all heard me correctly. It's been over a year now since I posted a video on my channel. First and foremost, when I tell y'all I've tried so many times to sit down and film and get a video out and do what I'm doing now, but I could not get through the video. I would always end up crying. I would always end up just all over the place, and it just did not feel right. But today, one, I wasn't even gonna do this video again today. My mom was like, girl, you said you was gonna do a video. Get your butt up, stop being your worst critic, and get in front of that camera and talk to your people. And that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing, because honestly, it's time, and I feel like I owe it to y'all to just have a conversation and really tell you guys what has been going on and where I am now and what's happening moving forward. So grab your popcorn, grab your glass of wine. I don't care if I have to do 55 takes of this video. This video is getting done today. Okay, so the last time I uploaded a video was in July of 2023. And if y'all saw that video, then you probably remember, but if you didn't, I'll link it up here. But in that video, I was mentioning how, for one, I was just coming out of a season where I had taken a break from YouTube. I think it was like 2 or 3 months that I was gone. And I was just coming out of a season or a period where I was dealing with a lot of things emotionally, spiritually, just mentally. And I mentioned in that video how y'all, I'm sorry, but these little curly pleats is about to take your girl out. Okay, so in that video, I was mentioning how I was just feeling like a transition was happening, right? Like things were moving, things were shifting. I didn't really know what, but just I was in a period of transition. Y'all, did not have any idea that within a next few weeks, the biggest transition of my life was going to be happening, and I just was not prepared for it. I was not mentally prepared for it. It just caught me way off guard. So literally within a few weeks of that video, I was forced to make one of the biggest, hardest decisions of my life and call off my engagement. For those of you that know, I was in a relationship for almost a decade. Yes, almost a decade. We're engaged for the last 3 of those. And I was forced to call off the engagement. So naturally, as you can imagine, that was super, super, super hard for me, especially because it was a decision that, even though it was warranted and it had to happen, I was not prepared and ready to make that decision at that point, because that just was not even something that was just in my mind to do. You know, I'm with someone who I'm engaged with, which means that, you know, you're thinking about future, you're thinking about kids. Next steps is, you know, planning a pregnancy and just, you know, baby showers and marriage and all of those things. But calling off the engagement is not one of them. So once that decision was made, one, I think, as heartbroken as I was, as much just emotionally all over the place and just confused and hurt, and like you feel all of those emotions, right? Just when something happens where it surprises you, but also you feel slighted in a way. I just was heartbroken. I was heartbroken. It's really what it was. Your girl was heartbroken. And one thing I will say about that is that as hard as it was, and I mean hard as it was to make that decision, I also knew that it was the best decision, and it was a decision that had to be made. And even though, yes, y'all saw my ex-fiance like in previous videos or pictures or things like that, I still am a private person when it comes to protecting the things that I really love, that I really value, that I really hold sacred to me. So, I really didn't go into, things about my relationship or anything like that on my channel. And I'm not going to. But what I will say is that when it comes to a person, when it comes to a relationship, when it comes to a friendship, when it comes to a career, when it comes to whatever decision that it is that you have to make, when your yes to the thing, the person, the relationship, the career is also you saying a hard no to you and your self-respect and your self-worth and your self-value or self-love, your value that you know that you have and that you possess, then you have to choose you. You have to make a decision to say no to that thing, as painful as it may be. And as much as you may not want to, you have to say no to that thing, because what will happen is if you say yes to that, but you say no to yourself, you will over time start to resent yourself and almost in a way lose yourself, if that makes sense. So at that point, I knew that the decision had to be made for, us to go our separate ways, whatever that looks like. But it honestly was a decision that had to happen. And, I feel like sometimes in situations we try to hold on to things that really God may be trying to tell us to let go, and in the moment, you don't know what is the right decision. You don't know really what to do. There's a lot of uncertainty around that because you really may not want to make the decision that has to happen. But that's when prayer comes into play. That's when, fasting comes to play. If that's something that you do, that's when just really depending on God and just trusting the Lord has to come into play, because especially when it's something where you had an idea of what the future was already going to look like. And then God says, actually, that's not what I said. Or that's not what I really had in the books, and that can be hard to come to terms with. So once the decision was made, August to December, honestly, y'all, I was in autopilot mode. I really think that I was shell shocked. You know how when something happens, it's there's other things that need to get done. So you compartmentalize that and you're like, you know what? I'm heartbroken. Yes. Am I hurt? Yes. Is this painful? Yes. But do I really have time to really sit in these feelings and talk about it to people and, just really express myself? No, because things have to get done. So August to December, I was really in autopilot mode. We were in the process of selling our house. Our house ended up selling faster than we thought. Holidays roll around. I am in autopilot mode, of course. Still feeling all the feelings, right? But we got holidays, so I'm just trying to, go through it, push through it. Mind you, in my last video that I posted in July, I had also told y'all I had gained weight. So at that point, I was 220. Well, August to December, though I was in autopilot mode, your girl was eating up everything. Do you hear me? I mean, I was eating all of the feelings that I was not expressing, that was just kind of building up, and I was just compartmentalizing. I was eating up everything. And in that season of uncertainty and confusion and just what the heck is going on, the one thing that I could control was eating food and how food made me feel. And when I tell y'all, I ate my feelings. I ate the feelings that I thought I felt. I ate the feelings that I had before. I ate the feelings that hadn't even come up yet. I was eating up everything. And I saw the changes that were happening in my body throughout the last part of 2023. But honestly, I did not care. I didn't. I really did not care because food was giving me the temporary happiness that I needed in that time, and it was making me feel good. Long story short, me and food, we were like this, okay? We saw each other. Best friends, we go together. Twin, where have you been? I was eating up everything under the sun. Yes, I was having my moments, of course, naturally. I'm a human, where I would break down and, you know, just be in my feelings and all of that. But at the same time, things had to get done. We were in the process of selling the home. So I also needed to find my own apartment, see what that looks like. Like, it was just a lot happening, holidays, just a lot going on last part of 2023. So December, I was able to find my apartment. We didn't have to be moved out of our house until like mid-January or somewhere around there, I believe. So by January 31st of 2024, I was like officially moved into my place, like boxes and everything. Of course, I wasn't settled in, but I was moved in. Like, no, the house is gone. The house is no more, right? So the funny thing about that is that I have never, ever, ever lived on my own before at all. And I know that's probably, to me, that's crazy to say out loud. And that's probably crazy to y'all too. Like, at my big old age, I've never had my own apartment. But when I was in college, I had roommates. After college, I ended up moving in with my mom. And I lived with my mom comfortably for, you know, a couple of years or so until we got engaged. When my ex-fiance got engaged. And yeah, I mean, that's my history, my living history. So not only was I just coming off of, you know, making the hardest decision of my life, but now I'm in another period where this is all new for me. Like, what does me being by myself even look like? What does living in my own place even look like? Like, this is just, I just don't even know how to deal with this right now. So on top of that, obviously the previous few months, all of those emotions that I was feeling, that I was like bottling down, all those did what? They came to the surface. And that's the thing that they tell you, like, when you're not dealing with past trauma, when you're not dealing with, you know, past hurt, past pain, past feelings, whatever it is that you are repressing and you are not facing head on, it will resurface. Because one, you're going to have to deal with it. Two, that's the only way the Lord is going to be able to help you heal from it. So once I officially got into my place at the end of January, all of those emotions that I had been feeling the previous few months came to head. And I just was forced to deal with them and forced to confront them. And not only that, but I'm dealing with these emotions, but also my body, y'all. At the beginning of this year, I was the biggest that I have ever been in my life. And I had been eating everything under the sun for all of those, 3 to 4 months prior. So January, I was the biggest that I've ever been in my life, y'all. I got on the scale and I was 250 pounds. For some of y'all, that may not be a lot, right? Because we're all different. Weight is gonna look different on us. But for me, that was a lot. I had never been that big in my life. Like, when I first started my fitness journey back in 2018, like from the very beginning, I was 205 then. At the beginning of the year, I wished I was 205 because I was 250 pounds. And I'm going to put some pictures in here so y'all can see. I'm going to touch on this in another video, probably the next video, because we got to talk about that. But yes, not only was I dealing with my new reality and what that looks like, but also I was super, super, super uncomfortable with my body. Like, looked in the mirror and I'm like, wow, how did I freaking get here? I knew I got here, but now this is yet another thing that I have to overcome, and I have to figure out, how am I going to fix this? Like, how am I going to get back to me? Because naturally, I'm feeling all these pains of hurt and sadness and disappointment and things like that. But also now I'm just insecure, and now I'm just like not loving the body that I'm in, and none of my clothes fit. I mean, I could not at this point, y'all, even bend down to buckle up my shoe. Like, some shoes I just would not wear because I could not put them on myself. That is insane for me. let me reiterate that. For me, literally February 1st, I took a picture, and I'll insert that picture too. I think I'm holding up a 1 or 2 or something like that in my gym, because I said, you know what? It's a lot of uncertainty happening right now. There's a lot of things going on that I cannot control. But one thing that I can control now is what I'm putting in my body and how I'm showing up for myself. And that's the thing, y'all. You cannot control how other people choose to treat you, right? You cannot control that by any means. But what you can control is how you choose to treat yourself. And that's a gem that you might need to write down, because February 1st, I decided to choose myself, and I said, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. Like, I have to get control over something. And for me, that was the thing that I know that I could do, that I had done before. And that was getting my butt up, get in the gym, get back on track with my eating. Food and taking my butt to the gym were the only 2 things that I could control. So February was the start of yet another fitness journey for me. But this time it wasn't like a fitness journey, because I didn't have like a goal, like body weight or just body type or fat percentage that I was trying to hit. It was more so just like a self-love journey. Like, now it's time for me to pour back into myself and make myself feel good, not because of anything that's happening externally, food for example, but just about what is happening internally. Like, how am I feeling about myself? What am I pouring into myself? Like, what thoughts am I feeding myself? What actions and daily behaviors am I doing that show that I love myself and give back to me, you know? So I got heavy into my Bible, I got heavy into my word, and I got heavy in the motherfucking gym. I did not want to document it while I was going in it, because I really felt like this was a season for me to really put my head down and now really pour into myself and figure out, okay, well, what does life look like now? What does me being single look like now? What does me living by myself look like? What is it that I want to do now? Because what I thought was going to happen and what I planned for is no more. What does that even look like? So it really, this time was like more so head down. And I didn't want to document it because I was also still very actively going through the feelings and emotions. And I honestly did not want input from just like the outside. Honestly, if you don't have the right support system around you, you don't have the right people that are pouring positivity into you and reassurance into you and confidence into you, if you don't have those people in your circle that are speaking to you, you can easily go on a completely different path if you are having people give you advice that aren't, you know, grounded in God and in prayer and in faith and in just speaking life into you during a season where you need it the most. So one, I'm very, very, very grateful for my support system, because honestly, if I did not have them, I would not have been able to get through this past season like I did. Now, granted, first and foremost, even above my support system, God is what got me through, right? But it's also important to have that community and those people that you can like speak to physically and say, you know what, this is how I'm feeling. Or sometimes not speak and they just know the right things to say, you know? So super grateful for my support system, but you heard I was going through it. And this is one thing that I realized during this season as well, is that when you go through a season of pain or heartbreak or, you know, betrayal or just like disappointment or whatever the case may be, when you go through a season where now you are at a place where you just feel like you have been knocked on the ground just by the curveball that has been thrown at you, and it caught you off guard, and now you knocked down and you just like, what do I do next? No one is coming to save you. That's what I realized. You have to make a decision to get up yourself. As much as I love my support system as much as I was able to get closer to God during this past season and during the season I'm in now. No one was coming to save me. No one was coming to wake me up to get in the gym. No one was coming to cook the meals that I needed to do. No one was coming to make sure I was praying and reading my devotionals and writing in my journal and making intentional time with God and really seek God. No one was coming to do that for me but me. Like, you have to make the decision, I'm not doing this anymore. I don't want to feel like this anymore. I don't want to sit in these feelings. Like, I want to feel something different. I want to do something different. I want to look different. I want to get back to loving myself again. I want to get over this pain, or I want to get over this hurdle. You have to make that decision because no one is coming to save you. As much as your support system can be there to pour into you and help you and hold you up, you still have to make the decision for yourself. And what being in this season has taught me is that choosing yourself is never going to let you down. And one thing that I want to stress is that whenever you're going through a trying time, a painful season, a challenging season, the worst thing that you can do is draw farther from God and like turn your back on God, because God draws close to those that are brokenhearted and those that are weak, because through him is where you find your strength and where he makes you strong. And oh my gosh, that makes me so emotional to talk about. And not because I'm like still hurt or nothing like that. It's because I know where I was, y'all. Like the beginning of the year and even last year, I know where I was and I know what I was feeling and I know what I was, like where my headspace was. And I know just the pain, like just the uncertainty. And I think like being the uncertainty and like the unknown, stepping into the unknown and taking a leap of faith with the decision where you literally don't even know what it looks like on the other end. It is scary. It is scary. And oh my gosh, this is where I typically would turn the camera off and like be like, you know what, I'm not going to do this video. But no, because I'm just getting emotional now because you know how when you get to the other side of something, you can look back and see like really how God brought you through and like how God sustained you, and how when people say, you know, like you just got to keep going. You just got to keep going, like one day at a time. Honestly, that can sound so cliche, right? It's like, okay, I know I got to keep going, but how do I keep going? What does that even look like? And really what it looks like is taking one step at a time, even in the uncertainty. It's like, okay, Lord, I don't know what the next step is. I don't know what life looks like moving forward, but I trust you. And I am choosing to wake my butt up, do the best that I can today, go to bed, and wake back up again. And eventually you get to a place where you're like, okay, I don't feel that way about that anymore. I'm not crying when I talk about this anymore. I can like find the beauty and the lessons in that season now, or that relationship, or that job, you know, like you can start to pull the positives from those things that you've experienced and those things that you've gone through. And you can see where like God has spoken to you through like a random song that was playing, or like a little message that you saw, or a little shoot, or even a little TikTok. God speak through TikTok too, you know? Like you can just see like, wow, I remember just a few months ago, I was writing in my journal saying like, Lord, I can't do this. I cannot do this. I don't want to do this anymore. I just don't. What does the next few months looks like? And then months pass, times pass, and you're here and you're like, wow, like what would have happened? What would I have missed out on if I gave up? It don't even have to be anything grand. It could just be that you could have missed out just on like peace, or just the happiness that you feel just from waking up every day. You know, like I am just so grateful, because there has been seasons in my life where, you know, I felt pain, like, you know, things have happened and I just get mad at God, you know, which honestly, I was mad at God. There's going to be seasons like that, right? But just like maybe you would a parent, or that just like you would a friend, like you get mad, but you're like, you know what? Okay, I'm sorry, Lord, or forgive me. I still know I need you. Like I still can't do it without you, you know? And those are the conversations that were being had. And so when I got emotional, or when I get emotional, it's because I can look back and just see God's grace and his favor, and just in favor, and see how he literally was pulling me through, you know, and just placing the right people in my life that he knew I would need. Like I cannot stress the love that I have for my mom enough. Literally, I just can't do it. But I say all that to say, from February until now, your girl has been in the gym. I have been not only in the gym, right? Because it's not just about like the physical aspect, but it's been a lot of prayer. It's just been a lot of self-reflection. It's been a lot of figuring out, okay, well, now what? You know? And I really feel like now in this season of my life, at this point in my life, on this day in my life, 11/11/24, that literally, hold on, 11/11/24. And y'all, I usually don't even have myself as my screensaver, but this picture with my roses that I had put up for my birthday a few years ago, something about it, I recently just changed it to this, probably like a month or so ago. And something about it just screams self-love. Like it means I can buy myself flowers, you know? Like I don't have to wait for anyone to do that for me. I can buy myself flowers. I can give myself flowers. I can pour into myself, and I can love on myself without having to like need someone to do it for me, you know? And I just love this. I love this. But at this point in my life, on this day in my life, I feel like I'm ready to now go into the next chapter of Single Shay, and of really just trying new things and figuring out what it is that I love and what speaks to me and what makes me happy, and just being the best version of myself that I can. Loving on myself, pouring into myself, pouring into you guys as well, and just showing up for myself in a way that now the healed version of me can do. And just being whole, you know, like making sure that I am doing things the right way. I'm loving myself the right way. I am just doing things the right way. Because guess what? At the end of the day gonna end. The past year for me has really been about one, heartbreak, healing from heartbreak, accepting reality, accepting things that I cannot change, and really rediscovering who Shay is. What does Shay enjoy? And what the healed version of Shay looks like. And that part is exciting for me. I am looking forward to this next chapter of life in my new place. And just getting back to YouTube. For some reason, y'all, it doesn't matter how long I'm away from YouTube, because y'all that have been around, y'all know I've taken a couple months break in the past, few weeks break in the past. This has by far been the longest break that I've ever taken before. But y'all, I cannot stay away from YouTube, and it's because of y'all. It's because of the community that I have on YouTube. It's because of just the support and just honestly my love for my Shay fam and just interacting with people. This world is crazy. At this point, the election results have happened, which yeah. All that you can control is how you love yourself and how you choose to show up for yourself and those around you, honestly, because this life has so many uncertainties. This life has so many, challenges and changes, but there's also a lot of beauty and love in this life. If you are open to it and if you are making yourself available to receive it. I am just looking forward to what this new season of life has to offer, and I'm looking forward to doing it healed and whole, and just from a different lens, a just new lens of now opportunity and, experience, and just honestly love and loving on myself. So since the beginning of 2024 of this year, y'all, I have at this point lost 50 pounds. I am up literally at 200 pounds. And that was also one of the things that I originally said at the beginning of the year. I was like, when I get to 200 pounds, I'm going to get back on YouTube. I don't know why that was something that I was saying, but that was just a goal for myself, because I felt like it'll be a little minute for me to get there, because I wanted to do it the right way. I didn't want to do it fast, and I wanted to be able to really take advantage of the gains that I had gotten and build muscle and, utilize that in the best way possible. So it just honestly has worked out that right around, this time, I have now hit 200 pounds. I have been able to get through this video because I am in a totally different space than I was before. And things now just seem to be falling into place. And I feel like I can come on my platforms, just myself, and just from a healed space. And I feel like I keep saying that word, but that's really what it is, y'all. And it feels so good to be in this space that I am in now. So what does my videos, my platforms look like moving forward? Honestly, I'm just going to be trying different things. Okay. Sometimes it might be a get ready with me. Sometimes it might be doing some chit chat. Sometimes it might be doing we definitely going to do the fitness videos. But, I want to get to, but I also want to get in the kitchen. I want to start cooking. I just been seeing so many different recipes that I want to try out. Y'all probably asking, girl, do you have Harlow? Where's Harlow? Harlow, come here, stinker boy. He's sleeping right now. But this is the baby. Oh, this is the baby, y'all. Harlow is my baby. When I tell y'all, so when I moved into my apartment, obviously I signed him up to be an emotional support animal because listen, I'm like, look, if you can get free rent, we gonna get you free rent, okay? But y'all, when I tell you, Harlow has been such a blessing in this season. When I first got Harlow, it was in 2024. obviously when I first got him, he was supposed to be the family dog, okay? That's what he was. He was supposed to be the dog that was going to be perfect for the kids and all of that. But y'all, Harlow, the Lord knew I needed Harlow because he has really been an emotional support animal. This boy, my baby, has seen me cry. He done seen me just go through it. And he'll just come up and like lick me and like sit in my lap. And the funny thing is that when we had him in the house, he was cuddly, you know, like he liked cuddles and he liked his rubs and all that stuff, but he would not like sleep on you, you know. He would sit in your lap, then after about 2 minutes, he's like, okay, I'm out. I need my space. But y'all, now, ever since we moved into my apartment, Harlow has been so cuddly. He's been so lovable. Like, he just literally wants to do this all day. I just love him so much. Anyways, y'all, yes, Harlow is still here. This is my baby. He is 3 now, so he'll be 4 next year. And yeah, Harlow is here. We are here in this place. I am a single dog mom now. So yeah, walks in the park, going to dog parks. Harlow has made friends. Like, this is just our new life. So he's my guard dog. Y'all see him already. He trying to go bark at the neighbors. But yeah, y'all, the Lord knew I needed Harlow, and I think he needed me too. Your girl is back. People say that all the time, and it's like, okay, girl, stop leaving and going. But y'all, I really needed to, because I was no good to nobody. I was no good to myself this year. The only person I was good for was Harlow, and he barely got it sometimes. No, I'm just kidding. Harlow is spoiled, as y'all can see. He's spoiled, and he loves love, and he's just spoiled. But I was not gonna be any good for YouTube this year. Y'all would have been like, girl, just go take a break. Just go take a break. You're about to cry now. Just go take a break. But yeah, I'm just excited, y'all. I hope y'all can understand and relate. Oh, actually, I hope y'all can't relate to the pain. But I hope y'all can relate to just being able to pick yourself back up again, right? And get up from whatever it is that has been thrown at you and keep moving. So yeah, I am excited for this next chapter, what that looks like. I am honestly excited for single Shay. Like, I have not been single in so long, y'all. I have now been single for over a year, which is also crazy because it doesn't feel that long. But yeah, I'm excited to just see what this next chapter looks like, see what 2025 looks like, even though we got, back in the office, which Lord bless us. But at the end of the day, God is still God, the same God that he was years ago, before Christ, during Christ, after Christ. He's still the same God yesterday as he is today. And as long as we have God, y'all, it don't matter what gets thrown at us. We will be all right. We gonna be all right. I'm just excited for what's to come. So I love y'all as always. I thank y'all. Anyone who has checked on me, anyone who has sent messages, anyone who has reached out down below. I would love to know what you guys want to see from me. Obviously, my channel has more so been around like fitness and health and things like that. But I do want to do more things. So if there's something y'all want to see from me, please, 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 please drop it down below. Even if it's something where it's not necessarily something that I've done before, please drop it down, because I am not in a season where I want to focus on a niche, to where I want to focus on just fitness or just, I don't know, lifestyle. I want to do all things through Christ who strengthens me, And yeah, I don't want to niche down, because I'm not just fitness. I'm not just working out. I'm not just in the gym. Like, there are a lot of things that I'm into, that I'm interested in, that I'm discovering. And I want to you know, do things that make me happy. That is most important to me during this season of my life. So drop it down below what it is that you want to see from me. I am so interested in seeing and hearing all of the good things that you guys have to say. But other than that, I love y'all. We will definitely be talking about all of the body changes that I have experienced within this past few months, the year of 2024, because y'all are going to be like, whoa, when you say you were in the gym, you were in the gym, because the body was crazy. It was crazy for me. So I love y'all. Until next time, I will see you in the next video. Bye, you guys. Say bye. Say bye, boo boo. Say bye. You want to get kisses? You want to get kisses? No? Yeah? Bye, y'all.
Up and leave. Take a lot of courage just to live out your dreams. Bigger picture I could see if I just close my eyes. Have the foresight to believe. Time don't move backwards, it speeds to the future fearlessly. Charging forward when I open my mouth, though I may not know how. I know I was born to sing. Travel the world, raise baby girls. Bury my best friend, I'm manifesting, but not concerned. 'Cause whatever happens, I'm good. I'm good. Actually, more than good. Kinda great.